About 4 years ago, there was a groundbreaking piece of research that showed that while we sleep, our spinal cord fluid washes over our brain and gives our brain a good deep clean, almost like a rinse cycle in the washing machine. And this triggers a whole deep cleaning in your brain that protects it against Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases. Well, I'm sold on sleep, so today I'm gonna share 20 plus hacks to help you fall asleep and stay asleep fast. I've got so many good hacks here for sleep. I have been working for many years to perfect my sleep. I'm gonna give you a whole bunch of ideas. I guarantee there are some things in here that you have never heard. Some of these may be a little bit weird, but they really all work. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the things that you need to do during the day so that you can get a good night's sleep. The first thing is to expose yourself to light in the morning. I am sure you have heard of this, but anytime you get that natural light coming into your eyes, get that into your body, and that will really signal to your body, okay, well, it's time to wake up, and that's gonna really help you regulate throughout the day so that when it's nighttime, you're ready for bed. Walk to work, have a cup of coffee by the window, go take a walk outside. Any of those things will help. Okay, this next one, I know you've also heard physical activity. Just get any kind of physical activity during the day. I don't know what it is, but whenever I work out, I just am so much more tired and I sleep so much more soundly. This one may be a little bit controversial, and again, do what works for you, but my tip here is to not nap during the day. I find that if I ever take naps during the day, I am just not tired enough to fall asleep at night. Now, if you need a nap, maybe try to take an earlier nap, like push it earlier in the day. You just don't want to take a nap when it's close to bedtime because you're going to get this power nap and then you're not going to be as tired when nighttime rolls around. And of course, avoid stimulants close to bed. Anything like caffeine. I actually stopped drinking caffeine by noon every day just so that I get myself a good 10 hours for it to get out of my system. And then other things like alcohol, you all know that doesn't help you sleep. So if you're trying to get a good night's sleep, don't have any drinks. It's not fun, but you'll have a good sleep. Okay, this next one is something that I call the 3-2-1 rule, and I abide by this very carefully. 3, don't have any food 3 hours before bed. 2, don't do any work 2 hours before bed. And then 1, don't use any electronics 1 hour before bed. This sort of trifecta will really set you up well. So just remember 3-2-1 before you go to bed. Another thing that really helps me with my sleep is to stay on schedule. So I like to go to bed by 10 p.m. every night, and then I am definitely up by 7 a.m. in the morning, sometimes earlier. But I find that even on weekends, any day, as long as I stick to that schedule, I can just maintain it and sleep really well. Okay, and my next tip is to get ready for bed early. And when I say early, I'm talking about 7 p.m. Here I am getting ready for bed. I'm not going to bed till 10 p.m., but I'm doing everything. I don't just mean put your PJs on. I mean, do everything possible. I don't know why this works, but for some reason, when I get ready for bed early, by the time I roll into bed, I'm ready to pass out. Let me just give you a quick little tip about pajamas, is you must wear pajamas that are comfortable. The pajamas I have are super comfortable. I can link them. They're from Target, but I'm telling you, anytime I have like tight elastic around my waist or something weird, that's all I can feel when I'm trying to sleep. So get yourself some comfy PJs if you don't have them. That will make a huge difference. Okay, so we're in the bedroom. Let's talk about the bedroom and how we're gonna maintain an ideal sleeping situation in here. Number 1, it's all about the pillow. You need to find a good pillow, a pillow that works for you. I love my pillow. So listen, I have this Sleep and Glow pillow. It's a little bit pricey. You don't have to get a Sleep and Glow pillow, but the reason why I like it is because, well, a couple things. It's an orthopedic pillow. I definitely want that neck support because I'm a side sleeper. So if you sleep on your side or your back, an orthopedic pillow is the way to go. But it's also really good because it has like a place for your face. It's supposed to be anti-wrinkle. I think it's good. I like it, so I'm going to keep using it. But you can get any orthopedic pillow. They've got plenty on Amazon. I will link a couple, but your pillow is critical. No light. This one is so important. Make sure that you do not have any light in your room. If you need to, get blackout curtains, any kind of good window treatments. If you can't do that, just get an eye mask. I'm telling you, you do not want to be exposed to light when you're sleeping. I notice such a difference when I'm sleeping in my bed in my room here where everything's dark versus when I go somewhere else and they don't have blackout curtains. Also, you don't want to have anything glowing in your room like night lights or clocks. Now, if you get like freaked out, I know some people don't like to be in pitch black. Get a clock or a night light, that's fine. But I'm telling you, the more you can limit your light coming into your eye, the better you're going to sleep. And even if your eyes are closed, it still comes in through your eyelids, so you just want to be careful. And then remove all electronics, but that is a key trick. I know a lot of people like to have TVs in their rooms. I don't recommend it. I personally just cannot do it. I think it would keep me up all night. Okay, another tip is to dust. Make sure your room is as dust-free as possible. Dust is just so prevalent in our bedrooms, especially because we spend so much time in here. Kind of gets everywhere, and then you're breathing it, and it's an allergen. It's really bad for you. So be careful with the dust and just give your bedroom a good dusting. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna recommend is that you read. Even if you give yourself just 15 minutes to read in bed, you will sleep like a baby. I don't know what it is about reading a book. It just puts me to sleep. When I'm reading, I start to get more and more tired. I even find if I've got my phone and I'm looking on my phone, I could be up for like an extra hour just looking at my phone. But if I get a book, then it ends up making me really tired. So read in bed. That will be really helpful to get you to fall asleep. Okay, you may not like this one. I personally love it because my feet are always cold, but it's to wear socks. Now, people are a little bit divided on this, and let me know down below in the comments if you like socks in bed or not. I know some people like really hate them, whereas some people like myself, I need them. What I have done in my research is I found that if you have cold feet, then wearing socks actually helps regulate your core body temperature, and that will keep you asleep and in a deeper sleep for longer, which is what you want. So if you've got cold feet, slip on a pair of socks and you will be sleeping well in no time. And then white noise. If you have trouble, maybe you're in a city or somewhere noisy, or maybe you just need the white noise, get yourself a white noise machine. I will link the one that I have. We don't use it as much anymore. Our neighborhood is pretty quiet and our room is pretty quiet, but if it helps a lot, especially if you just want something to kind of lull you to sleep. And then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna make a list before you go to bed. And this is gonna be the things that you need to do tomorrow, the things that you're worried about, just write it down and then you don't need to stress over it. I cannot tell you how many times I wake up in the middle of the night thinking of all the things I need to do. I even wake up like early in the morning thinking of all of these things, and then I get out of bed and I'm just like frantic by the time I've been thinking about these things for so long. So my tip is write it down before you go to bed so that you don't have to worry about it. And then if you do think about it in the middle of the night, I have a little trick for you. Instead of focusing on those things that you need to do, start focusing on the comfort of your bed and the coziness of your blanket and how soft your pillow is, and just start thinking how comfortable you are. I don't know why this works. For some reason, when I start doing that, I forget all of the things that I'm concerned about and then I fall back asleep. Now, if you wake up in the middle of the night, this is like the worst thing, and what I was kind of just talking about, I've got some tricks here. My first is to never, ever look at the clock. The moment I look at the clock, it's all over. Because when I look at the clock, then I start thinking like, oh, I've got 3 hours until I wake up. Oh, I've got 2 hours until I wake up. Don't do that. Don't look at the clock. Okay, I also want to talk about this military trick, and it's something that they teach soldiers in combat zones so that they can fall asleep really quickly. So what they teach you to do, and I do this all the time, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I do this trick. From your head to your toe, just tighten your body part and then relax it. So I'll just be lying in bed and you kind of just like start from your forehead and work your way down all the way to your toes and just untighten everything. It just relaxes you and you feel peaceful. Before you know it, you fall asleep. Sometimes it does help to just wake up and pee and reset your night. I know it's weird, but sometimes if I've been awake for a while and I can't fall asleep, I will just say to myself, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then I'm gonna reset my night and come back and fall asleep. It's worked for me every time. Okay, my next tip is around like sleep aids, and I use that loosely because these aren't really like aids in any way, but one thing I swear by is lavender. There's something about lavender that just is so relaxing and really makes you wanna fall asleep. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend trying it. I use it on my kids. I use it on myself. It works wonders. Another thing you can try is melatonin. I would not recommend taking melatonin regularly. I think you could take it for maybe if you need to reset your sleep, maybe take it for 2 weeks. I wouldn't take it more than that, or maybe just take it on and off for a little bit of time. I usually take 3 to 5 milligrams. In fact, as little as you can take that works is best. It's so weird. If I go to a hotel or I sleep somewhere for the first night, I don't sleep a wink. I don't know what my problem is. What I have found is if I take melatonin, I can finally get some sleep. So a lot of times I'll go for a work trip or I will even go on a vacation, and that first night I get zero sleep. But the melatonin helps. Another thing that's a sleep aid that you could try, which a lot of people swear by this, and people need this element anyway, it's magnesium. So just take some magnesium before bed, and that is also supposed to relax you and help you get a better night's sleep. As a bonus tip, I just want to talk about the idea of sleep debt. Back in the day, they used to tell us that you can never make up sleep. They said once the day has passed, you will never get that sleep back. However, since then, they have discovered that that is just not true. So now we know you can make up sleep. Sometimes to kind of get back on track with sleeping, you just need to be really tired in the first place, and that will automatically reset your sleep. So just knowing that you can make up your sleep and reset your sleep and that it's actually good for you, my recommendation is if you are having a sleep debt, then just go to bed a little bit earlier and sleep in a little bit later. I know it kind of goes against that schedule that I said earlier, but honestly, sometimes you just need that extra sleep and it's good for you. Now listen, everyone is different. These hacks may or may not work for you. Try a couple, see if they work. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.